Hailey, and today I am in a different location. I'm actually on holiday in the beautiful Lindisfarne in a beautiful house, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity to film. I wanted to film a video I haven't filmed before, which is following a celebrity makeup tutorial. So for today, I've actually watched quite a few because obviously I only have my makeup here for holiday and I want it to be as close as I can get with what I've got. I've actually scoured YouTube and I've decided to go with this video by Hailey Bieber on her own YouTube channel, which is called My Go-To Glowy Summer Makeup Look. Get ready with me. And it was filmed 8 months ago. And I also want to see how it lasts because let me tell you, I am not normally one for like quite dewy, glowy skin. She looks gorgeous in it, so I'm hoping I look somewhat as gorgeous.
I'm gonna go in first with the glazing milk.
I don't have the glazing milk, so I'm going to skip that step. I have washed my face with my Nivea face wash and moisturised with my Nivea moisturiser. I don't really have any other skincare with me. We might have to kind of like mimic it with other products.
Go in also with the peptide glazing fluids.
I really want the Rhode products though, they look beautiful.
Super hydrated under my makeup.
Okay, so she used 3 products. I don't have any of them. I don't really have anything to mimic them with, but she said about her face being moisturised. Now I have applied I have applied moisturiser, but I'm also going to go in with my vitamin enriched moisturising primer from Primark. Add to the moisture, I guess. I don't have the Bobbi Brown one to compare it to, but it is definitely a really lovely and moisturised and it's got a nice smell. Okay, we look definitely a bit more glowy. Now she's really glowy and I think the first step she's going to go in with is like bronzer or something. I'm just thinking, should I maybe put a little layer of the Filter Finish by Collection on because it's quite a sheer product, but it is going to glow. I'm going to do that because it's about glow and she is glowy and I'm not so glowy. I'm going to just use my hands. I feel like celebrity makeup is all about the hands. I mean, I would never do this normally, but Hailey Bieber uses her hands, so will I. Okay, yeah, I think that's added a nice glow. Probably could have had like a strong one, like the Maybelline one is very strong. Probably could have even got away with that, but this will do.
My contour / underpainting.
Okay, she's underpainting. I feel like I am really skeptical of underpainting as a concept because do you not just cover it with your makeup? Like, I don't get it. But today, for her, we're gonna do it, and if I have to go in with a bit of powder over the top, you have to go in with a bit of powder over the top, I guess. She's starting with contour. She's using this palette, which is like a balm. So I wish I had my Pink Honey bronzer with me in the pot, but I do have my Made by Mitchell blush in the shade Cream Carve. We're just gonna have to use this because that's all I've got. She's applying a very like light layer. So like, I'm glad I have like all that moisture on because otherwise bronzer would not be blending. I just think something this light, how are you possibly gonna see that underneath foundation?
I want to make sure I look bronzy.
She wants to look bronzy, so I will add another layer. I am going to put a bit more on my cheeks because she said bronzy. She puts it along her jawline. I'm not sure how I feel about bronzer on the jawline. If Hailey Bieber does it, maybe I should be doing it. She has quite a defined jawline, which I'm lacking. Do I look like Hailey Bieber yet? Next, she's applying concealer. I feel like if I had it with me, I don't, back at uni because it's so big, I would probably use Too Faced Born This Way concealer because of the way it blends. I think it's beautiful and it's probably really good for this kind of effect. But I only have this one with me. Studio London Flaunt Flawless Cream Concealer in the shade number 11. And I'm gonna have to work in sections because this dries really fast. I'm gonna look at where she applies it and then where she blends first.
Take this brush to blend it out in the smaller areas.
So she puts it basically under her eyes, around her nose, on her forehead, on her chin, and under her contour. And she's using quite a small brush and her fingers. If she used a bigger brush, get it done way faster. We're on the way here on Friday. We're just casually driving along, me, Eddie and Charlie and Chloe, my car. We're on like it's not really a motorway, but it is like a motorway, the A1M. And all of a sudden, we hear bang, 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 bang. The boys are like, Kate, you better pull over. I'm like, okay. What's happened? The back box of my exhaust has fallen off. So we have to ring the recovery people. Obviously it's Good Friday, so like the garages aren't really working. So the tow truck tows us to the island where we have been stuck for the last 4 days without a working Chloe. We have my mum's car, but no working Chloe.
This contour and concealer, I'm gonna just buff it out the tiniest bit.
I feel like I'm already pretty buffed out, so I'm not gonna do that step. It stinks of fish in here.
What I am gonna go in with is this Hourglass Veil, which is their hydrating skin tint. It's really light, really beautiful, gives such a nice glow, but also a good coverage, but not too much. And I do feel like it's definitely buildable if you want it to be.
Using a skin tint, I brought my XX Revolution skin tint. This is in the shade Light Sand. I love the sound of this in the bottle. So liquidy. She's actually putting it on the back of her hand. Normally I would straight on the face, but you know, it's all about the light look, isn't it? Just a really light layer of skin tint, and you just put it all over. This is just taking away everything we just did.
Blush. I'm gonna do 2 different blush shades. A nudie beigey pink. And I like to do that first because it almost bronzes up the skin a little bit too. Okay,
she's using a cream blush, and she's actually using 2. I only have with me the Made by Mitchell blush in Melon Sorbet.
Doing a little powder under my eyes.
I might just use my powder puff, just really lightly.
Brow girl, so I'm just gonna brush them up. I like to go the reverse way, like this.
Just doing brows.
And brush them. One of these days I'll be a girl who fills in her brows, but today's not that day.
I'm using the Got To Be glued. I need to be careful with this because I normally apply it before products. It can be a bit messy. And she says she doesn't fill in her eyebrows, but she has gorgeously bushy brows, which I don't have.
Simi Haze palette, this nice dusty rose color right there. I feel like that's a color that I think people have probably seen me use often, like something in that world.
I don't have like my eyeshadow palettes with me, but I do have my blush book. So I'm thinking if I mix Peachy Friday and a bit of rose, we might get like a similar effect.
Next I'm going to do a little bit of mascara.
Didn't say she's curled her lashes, but I've got dead straight lashes, so I'm going to give them a little curl. I've got to give myself the best shot of looking like Hailey Bieber. I'm going to use the Maybelline Sky High.
Liner lip situation off camera.
So we're gonna have to see what she looks like and then roughly guess something and make something.
Which I love. And then I'm gonna do a little highlight. The last thing I'm gonna do is my peptide lip treatment.
She does her lips, she does a bit of highlighter with her finger, and then she applies like a gloss. I cannot leave my makeup like this because it will move. It will not last. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of pressed powder. We're only gonna use a bit, and I'm just gonna set the center of my face. I'm also gonna put a little bit of bronzer on because I feel like the underpainting's gone, only a tiny bit. And I'm gonna just take the blush just to go. I'm gonna take Peachy Fridays. I'm mainly doing this so that the product is set. This is Hailey Bieber Allocate. Highlight on with her finger. She did like a nude liner. Her lip colour is actually quite pale. I have this nude liner from Wet n Wild, which is kind of the nude liner I normally use for everyday makeup. But then I also have my MAC Boldly Bare, which is a much lighter. I love this shade because I feel like it's really close to my natural lip colour. I'm going to take my Revolution, it's like a lip balmy thing in Mocha Shine. We couldn't get a garage. We have finally, today, able to go to the garage. So we're just hoping the garage can fix Chloe and I can have her back to go home on Friday. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to stay in a hotel. I wanna go home and see my pig. Didn't say she used a setting spray, but I'm gonna set because I want this to last because I think it's really pretty. She put like a lip balm on. I'm gonna just put my P. Louise lip gloss on in the shade Let's Get Physical. That is the finished makeup following Hailey Bieber's makeup tutorial. I did go a little bit rogue, but just to get a similar finish to how she looks. I think it is really pretty and super glowy. Update on the makeup. I have now finally got used to the feeling of like my foundation not being set. I feel like we are looking very glowy and youthful, although that is probably some of my oils coming through on my face. You can see that the under eyes weren't set properly, so they've creased. So there's a little bit of creasing on the lids, but not too much, I guess because it was set with a powder. But it looks pretty good still. It's been on for about 5 hours. I did notice when I was getting dressed this morning that as I was taking putting my jumper on, it transfers. Let's find out what Charlie thinks of my makeup today.
It looks very nice.
Do I look like Hailey Bieber?
I look better than Hailey Bieber.
Thanks, Viv. This is the makeup after about 8 or 9 hours and a nap. So as you can see, I've actually reapplied the lip. I slept on this side of my face and I don't feel like like there is any more wear on this side of my face to this side. The makeup hasn't gathered in any new spots, which is really good. It still looks really fresh, really glowy. I definitely look a little bit oily, and I definitely am a bit oily. If I block my nose, I can see it on my finger coming off. I'll update just before I take it off. So the makeup has now been on for 10 or 11 hours, so a good long time to test it, and it is still looking just as pretty. It actually doesn't look very much different to how it did at my last check-in. So this makeup is definitely Kate approved. I will be following Hailey Bieber's makeup tutorial more often because I feel really pretty in this makeup and super glowy. Thank you so much for watching the video. See you next week.